What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So happy Friday. Happy Friday to you guys. I hope all is well with y'all. I hope y'all are doing good. Hope your day is going well. And thank y'all once again for being here, y'all. So we're going to hop into the stream. As you come in, make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button per usual. That definitely helps the channel. Also, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button as you come into the building. Also, if you are new here, you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. So make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more videos, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. All right. So make sure you guys are doing that as you come into the building. Shout out to Alex in the building. What's going on, Alex? Puerto Rican Princess, how are you? Successful MD, what's going on? Shout out to you, Successful MD. Ryan in the building. Ryan Wedlow. Lorenzo Redman, OMG Entertainer, Fourth Dimension. What's going on? Preston Gore, how are you? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. What's going on, Michael? Thank you so much for being here. So shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody watching, you guys. As you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. All right. So before we get into the topic, a little bit of a quick about Mariah Carey. You guys, I had no idea. I just want to mention this because sort of like a hot topic, kind of like, and I just found this out. So I just wanted to share it with you really quickly before we get into the topics at hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and just mention this to you guys. Were you aware that Mariah Carey's mother and her sister passed away on the same day? That is kind of interesting and odd. I'll say odd that her mother and her sister passed away on the same day. What in the world? That is shocking to me. So here's the article. The AP posted this, and it said Mariah Carey's mother and sister died on the same day. The singer says she is heartbroken. So I was looking to try to see what happened, but I'll read a little bit of the article and then we're going to move on. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. So it says Mariah Carey's mother, Patricia, and sister, Allison, both died on the same day. She said this on Monday. So she says, my heart is broken that I've lost my mother this past weekend, sadly, in a tragic turn of events. My sister lost her life on the same day. She says, I feel blessed that I was able to spend the last week with my mom before she passed. I appreciate everyone's love and support and respect for my privacy during this impossible time. It was reported that on Monday, Allison, who is her sister, who was largely estranged from Carey, died at 63 from complications with her organ function, and that she had been in hospice care. So I didn't know that. And Patricia her mother was a Juilliard trained opera singer who Carey credits as inspiration to her from a young age. She said, I would sing little tunes around the house to my mother's delight, and she always encouraged me. She wrote in her 2020 memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey. So they go on to talk about her mother, she was previously married to, and how the parents divorced when Mariah was only 3, and where she grew up, but they don't say what the mother passed away from. So I don't know what her mother passed away from, but rest in peace to her mother and her sister. I know that they didn't have the best relationship. I've heard that. But it was just a little shocking to hear that her mother and her sister passed away on the same day. That rarely happens. That rarely happens. So that was just shocking to me to hear that. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out really quickly if you guys have not heard that. But let's go ahead and get into the topics today. So delusional woman identifies as a younger woman plus more. Is it real? Baby, okay, so we got another hyena story for you guys, of course. So definitely get ready to chime in. Also, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure that we're up with the likes. Make sure you do that. That definitely helps the channel out. Preston says, I didn't know that she had a sister. She did. And I remember them beefing about something. I don't know if it had to do with money or she was asking, she had trouble financially and she wanted Mariah to help out. She was complaining that Mariah was not helping her and stuff like that. So yeah, they were estranged. They had a real tumultuous relationship, shall I say, her and her mother and her sister. And that's crazy that they both passed on the same day. That's odd to me. That's just odd, which, it made me, want to dig a bit more to see exactly what happened. Cause, look, and rest in peace to her mother and her sister. I don't want to sound insensitive, but with Hollywood stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff be going on. You just never know. You just never know. Pharaoh, what's going on, Pharaoh? How you been? How you doing? Says, hey D, your number one advocate is back. Thank you so much for being here, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. And hope all is well with you. Thank you so much, Pharaoh. I appreciate the super chat and for you being here, brother. Thank you. So yeah, that was just strange to me. So I just wanted to say that. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I have a couple of clips I want to share with you guys. I'm not going to keep y'all too long, but I definitely want to pop up here and share some stuff with you guys. All right. So let's get into the video. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you support the channel via Cash App or super chat. That definitely helps the channel out if you're feeling so generous to do so. I appreciate you guys for that. Also share and like the stream if you can. And definitely just hit the like button. It is free to hit the like button. So make sure you guys are doing that. All right. All right. Here we go.
Yeah. How you doing, Kendra?
Good. How you pronounce your name, baby?
It's Simone. I was feeling C Money though. I was like, hey, I might have to change my name.
Wait, who?
I thought you were like C Money. Were you like C Money is next? Were you talking about my name? Because I was like, she's calling me C Money. I was like, I like that though.
All right, don't have your head cut off, love. Don't have your. I was. Girl, I be getting everybody's name wrong. Forgive me. I apologize. There we go. So Simone, where you calling us from, baby?
Cali.
Callie, how old are you?
44, but I identify with 34.
Girl,
you identify with 44. She's 44, but her trans age is 34.
Yeah.
Okay. What part of Cali do you live?
Wait a minute.
Right now I'm in Gardena.
So this is what they wanted me to see. What do you guys think of this? So what did she say? She's 44 and she identifies with 34. Child, shut the goddamn front door. See, the shenanigans are starting early. You can never, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. Paul, what's going on, Paul? How are you? I hope your day is going well. Thank you once again for the generous super chat. I appreciate you, Paul, for the support. Thank you. Says, hey, DeeDee, wishing you and yours very happy and safe holiday weekend. Let's show our sister some financial support, people. DeeDee is putting in the work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you for the support. You have no idea. Thank you, because you don't have to support, but you did. All of you guys, thank y'all so much for y'all support. I appreciate, you guys supporting the channel and rocking with me. I thank y'all so much for that. Thank you once again, Paul, for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. But look, she identified as 30. What'd she say? 34? 34. Let's continue, y'all. Lord have mercy.
Okay, got you. You have any kids, Simone?
No, not at the time.
Have you ever been married?
No.
And happy holidays to you guys too, for you, to you too as well, Paul. I'm sorry. Happy holidays to you. I forgot that Monday is Labor Day, right? So yeah, happy weekend, holiday weekend to you guys as well before I forget to say that. So yeah. Here we go.
And what's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
And what do you do for a living?
I do hair, I work on computers, and I do technical support.
Okay.
Why she had to be a
You
Gemini?
work on computers
Damn.
too?
Yeah.
Technical support. All right. So we got Simone's California, 44, Gemini, no kids, never married, works on hair, works on computers, and does technical support. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
A powerful, knowledgeable, sexy man.
Powerful, knowledgeable, sexy man. What are your deal breakers?
Hard drugs, abusive, and not willing to meet the minds with me as a female. Because you'll have like men, they'll just like want a female, but not to like meet the mind with. So I would like to meet the mind with the guy that I'm.
What does she mean, meet the mind? You know, I swear, a lot of these women are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm just saying, meet the mind. Say what it is you really mean. What do you mean, meet the mind? With a woman. Like, come on, they be making stuff up, trying to sound introspective. Girl, what are you talking about? You what do you mean? Speak clearly. Like, what, meet the minds? What do you mean by that? Like, do y'all get what she mean? What mean meet the minds? All right, let's listen to more. Let's see.
Being sexually active with.
Okay. So you mean like he want a man that you can have intellectual conversations with, maybe?
Yeah, there you
Why
go.
not just say that?
Okay. Simone, did he look a certain way?
Why not just say that?
Hygienic.
What?
Hygienic and not like disgusting. That's all I ask. That he like, clean, well presented, like not like got anything that looks sloppy and disgusting.
Okay, so he should look hygienic.
Clean. Is that worse? I feel like that. I'm trying to give you a good word. I was like, that's kind of, or like, okay, put together, well groomed.
Well groomed. There we go. Well groomed is something we're used to.
Don't pull it out. Yeah. You said what?
We're gonna, okay. Simone, should he make a certain amount of money?
Girl.
Yeah, enough to live on. Like it shouldn't be below the poverty line.
What is the poverty line?
I think below the poverty line, like what is that? Like, is that 30,000 a year? Any 30,000 below the poverty line?
Okay, so he can make 50K, you'll be fine.
That depends on some like other things, but yeah, that's okay. I mean, he not like knocked off because of that. Like, it's not an automatic no because of that.
Okay, but just not poverty.
Right, not like right. You can't qualify for food stamps.
That part. Okay, so just as long as you don't qualify,
you both be getting food stamps. I'm just kidding. I'm just a joke, but yeah.
She act like she crazy.
Okay, so as a joke, she does not get food stamps. No, she. Okay, we get it. You just can't qualify.
No food stamps in the house. We don't keep food stamps in the house. Yeah.
No food stamps. That's not an option. Okay. Now, let's continue. Let's do the Kendra Cam. I'm forgetting my questions, child. Okay. It's still light in California. I'm missing my California sun. Okay, girl. We see you, mama. So, Simone, when was your last relationship, babe?
During COVID. No. Will I give him relationship?
Girl, either you was in a relationship or not, honey.
You had to decide if he was a relationship person.
Yeah, because it was short. It was pretty quick.
Probably was.
How quick was it?
It was.
And you know what, too? I find that a lot of women they be claiming men that are not really in relationships with them. They claim a guy that they might, that they're kind of like talking to, but it's never, the guy never claimed them, never told them they wanted to be in a relationship with them, but they go around and claim those men as relationships, and they don't never, it never been solidified. It was never a relationship. This is why I say a lot of these particular women have never been in serious relationships. They've only been in hookups and situationships, and they called it a relationship. This is why when you ask them questions about it, all they just say, oh, he was narcissist and he was controlling and we broke up. That's it. There's no real story because they weren't in real relationships a lot of times. That's the real gag. They haven't been in real relationships, but they'll tell you that and lie to you and make you think that and say that that's why all the relationships were bad, because it was not, 9 times out of 10, it was never really a relationship. It was situationships, hookups. That was it. So that y'all never really had no real relationship. So all you can the way you just justify it is, oh, he was a narcissist and he was controlling him. That's it. I don't really want to get into it, child. That's that. Let's continue.
Over.
How long was it?
I would say about 4 months.
Okay. But why did it end?
I just saw things that I didn't want to tolerate, and I didn't see any chance of carrying on after that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. 3. Oh, you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Oh no, I don't want to answer that.
Okay.
I'm a lady.
Okay. Three flaws you have to work on.
Consistency, punctuality, and I had it too. Why did I let it go? Because that's the one I probably need to work on the most. Okay, listening.
Okay. And why would a man be lucky to be with you?
Because I've collected all kind of like skills and assets and just things to be utilized by my man. Like, because who else would I do it for? Like, it got to be my man. Like, he get all my skills, he get all my talents, he get like all of that.
So what's some of the skills and talents that this man is going to receive?
Well, I'm a professional massage therapist. I study good eating habits. I'm always studying food, ways to just naturally holistic ways to heal. So like that, like laughter, I can make them laugh, all that, you know what I'm saying? I have some pole dancing skills, I could keep him entertained.
Y'all always got to throw the whole stuff in there. Like, come on, like first you're talking like you crazy. And then now we jump to the whole tendencies. Now you're talking about the pole dancing and all of that. Like, girl, I really think some of these women are off their rockers. I really do. I think they're hallucinating and conjuring up stuff, and I think they're just thinking about anything that they could think of, like whatever comes to their mind about what they might do if they ever get in a serious relationship. Oh, I'm going to bring up my holistic things to him and do all this stuff. I think a lot of these women are just dreaming about if and they ever get a good man, and thinking like a fairy tale, like I'm going to do all this and it's going to, thinking like superficially. I don't know, like they talk like they're not in the real world, like they're not in real life, and people, look, everybody is not the same, and I get it, but I think a lot of women come off as delusional, like they're speaking from a fairy tale situation, like it's like they're not looking at the world and what's really happening. You know what I mean? Like a that's why everything is always funny to them. Everything notice, they laughing and I'm like, what's funny? And they talking like something is wrong. They be talking like something is not all the way there. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but it's just the way it comes off. Like what's just talk like a grown up. They don't act like grown ups. They act like children in a sense. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just probably, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. And I don't see it, or I don't get it, but something don't be right. if y'all pay attention and you watch enough of these, you'll see what I'm talking. Something don't be adding up. It don't be adding up. Successful MD says men ask the women if they ever been with a pookie. Don't fall for the I was young and dumb if you find out she did. Exactly. Because it's not getting them anywhere. It's like something is off. And this lady is she's 44 if I'm not mistaken, identified as 34. You're still grown as hell. What's so, and there's nothing wrong with being a fun person. Look, I'm quirky sometimes too, and I could joke and all of that too, but when somebody is, you're on the show to really try to find somebody, I'm hoping they're serious about it, but everything is like I don't know, like you, I don't want to say it, but like you high or something ain't right. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. I don't look. Frank G says red flags all day with her. Yeah, major red flag. Like I don't know what it is. You know, it's like something is really off. That's all I'm saying. It just don't seem right. But child, let's continue.
You know, I could be his personal OnlyFans channel for just him.
Girl. She gonna be your personal OnlyFans channel, child. Now you know you done got the guys.
The whole channel too, not just the model. The whole channel.
The whole channel. So you're gonna do all the activities.
Yeah.
All right,
with
fellas,
my man though.
For your man though.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to be our man to get all of these benefits. Okay. Now, are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
I am on the Kendra G Singles dating app.
Is that how you spell your name right there?
Yeah, without the program in the middle, but yeah.
I'm about to say Simone. I think this is spelled uniquely, so it should be easy to find. Well, there's a couple of girls that spell their name that way, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. How old are you again?
44, but remember, I identify as 34.
You identify, you're 44.
It's gonna be 34 on there.
Oh, you put 34 on the app?
I did put 34 on the
app.
app.
Wait, is this you right here?
That's me.
It actually says 33.
Oh, well, my birthday didn't hit yet.
Wait, you're 44?
Yeah.
So you lied and said you're 10 years younger?
Yes.
Identify Kendra, Lord.
Let me tell you why. Because from my experience with dating on the apps, like I'll say 44, but the people looking for a 44-year-old, they'll be like, like I don't feel like you're 44. But the people who looking for a 34-year-old, they relate more to me. I feel more in that mode. Honey? So it's actually more disingenuous for me to be like 44 when I know I'm not going to be coming as the average 44-year-old and what people expect. So
disingenuous? You mean you just lied? This is the part this is what I'm saying. A lot of these women are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm just saying. And she just lied. You just lying, girl. You ain't disingenuous. You lied. You lied about your age. You act a little cuckoo. No shade to you, honey. If you watch this, just my opinion is what you're putting out there. You act like something wrong with you, and you're lying about your age and saying you identify as the age that you're not. That's some BS. You are 44. I mean, just because you act like something is a little off, and even if you were 34, that still don't add up. I'm just saying, what is going on? I listen. There's something in the water. We're in an alternate universe or something. I said that a long time ago. Something is not adding up, baby. Something is not right. I'm just saying, something ain't right. Something is not right. And I don't know what it is. So you're 44, but you want to act as if you're younger so you can attract a younger or some younger. I don't know. Child, let's continue. This is a hot
So
mess.
I do explain that all to them though before
Hit
we
the like
meet
button,
up and
y'all.
stuff. Just like I'm out here doing it in public. Because if it was really about a lie about my age, I would have came on here and lied about it.
So you feel as though you would be more disingenuous if you told the truth that you were 44.
But
Right.
what's the truth though? Because everybody 44 in their mind, because everybody say when I say I'm 44, they just be like, oh, you look younger, you don't look like that. Oh, and then they forget that I said that. They like forget that I said that. So yeah, it's more if I'm presenting myself for real. That's like a person who live in a corporate world and try to wear some hood stuff and like be in the hood. Like that ain't my character for real. But I'm not hiding it on some deceitfulness. Like I'll tell somebody in a minute, hey, I'm 44, but these are strangers online who just gonna look and that's that one site, one kill, and that's it. And I don't want that to be something that I just get judged off right off the bat. And it's like,
Okay, so I see what she's doing. So she wants to say she's younger so that she can have a better opportunity to get a man. Because she don't want to be 44. She think the older she gets, the less opportunity she'll have. So she's just telling herself she's younger so that she can attract a man. But I mean, baby, you could be 34 or 44. Something still seems off, even no matter what your age is at this point, because I don't know if she's doing that on purpose, trying to act like younger or something, but it's coming off as cuckoo. That's what I'm saying. So any man with, looking at her will wonder, are you okay? I think any man watching this would be like, something ain't right with her. So they don't care how you, she don't look bad for her age, like somebody pointed out, but still something else seems off, weird. No matter if you're 34 or 44, something else just seems off. So stop. If that's an act, just stop doing that. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't do it, brothers. Thank you for the super chat. Once again, Successful MD. Baby, let's continue.
For other reasons. Beside from what I don't get dismissed for, hey, I'm 34, but hey, on the app, it says I'm 34, but I'm really 44. Like I don't get no problems with that.
So why
I get more negative initial interactions when I say I'm 44 and get those people looking for a 44-year-old.
Well, probably because of the way you act. It's not necessarily your age. Because for 34, 44, like I said, they're still going to be looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Like, what is going on? Is you okay? That's what they're looking at. Blue Exodus, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, imagine paying for a date and hearing this. Child. Right. That's when you say, oh, excuse me. I'm going to go run to the restroom and don't ever come back. You know what I'm saying? That's when that happens. Thank you, Blue Exodus, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Lord, go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. Everybody in the building, hit the like, tap the like button, tap the like button. We need to have just as many likes as we do people in the building. So go ahead and do that, you guys. Hit the like button for your girl, please. I'm back. Pretty please hit the like button. Thank you. Let's continue.
So the people that don't mind you, like once they meet you and you're still 44, why are you not with those guys? What happened?
Because they don't meet the other things in the conversation.
Well, a couple of things real quick.
But that's both ends though. But it doesn't. But it's like the relationship or whatever the contact between both of us, it doesn't end because of that reason. It'll end because of something else.
Okay, well, let me jump in. Do you want kids, Simone?
I'm not really sure if I want children or not. I'm open to it. I have enough experience with kids to be a good parent, but I'm not really sure if that's what I want. And until I meet somebody, I have to meet a man who wants that too, to even have the confidence to know I'm gonna do that. Because that's how I'm a roll. It's not like I want a baby and I want to do this on my own. It's like I can't even really consider that unless I'm with somebody that could be a father with me.
Well, let me jump in. The reason I ask that is sometimes men.
I'm gonna turn this double Dutch rub, girl. Jump in.
Child, what I said.
Huh?
She's a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I said it. That lady say, girl, come on, double just this time. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I said it. What is going on up there, you know? I don't know. Scarecrow, if I only had a brain. You're wrong for that. You're wrong for that one. Girl, oh my God. What in the world? Right. Dang. You're wrong for that one, Successful MD. Thank you once again for the super chat. Ray says we need outside doors for the men's bathrooms. Thank you for the super chat. I told y'all, like, what the hell? This is, first impressions. I don't think they're thinking about this. And nobody's going to take you seriously, ma'am. Not from what I'm seeing. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong. There could be somebody who's attracted to that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll accept it. But I'm just saying, what is going on? I really be baffled. Like, but they talk about men with emotional intelligence and men don't know how to communicate. These women are just, something ain't right. Thank you once again for the super chat, Ray. I appreciate you. Let's continue, y'all.
Drugs?
No, not at all.
This is normal.
See? Even
exactly. So if I showed up on a date, like I'm 44, or I got on the phone, like I'm 44, it's like,
what you saying? Girl, your behavior is odd for 34. Hell, your behavior is odd for 24. I mean, hell, your behavior is odd for any of those ages. If you was 24, 34, 44, 54, it don't matter. How you're portraying yourself is odd. Straight up. Just odd. It don't matter how old you are. Something seems off. So I don't know what she means. So what are you saying? 34-year-olds act like that? 34-year-olds act like that? And that would be more acceptable? I don't think so. You still you grown enough, even if you was 34, to not behave in this manner. Something is off. That's how she comes off. Even Kendra had to ask if she did drugs. Like, come on now. That's saying a lot. Let's continue.
You being your real age doesn't make sense.
I am my real age, though.
Okay.
It's like what's mentally 34 for me isn't mentally 34 for the masses. So when I say I'm 44 and somebody automatically told me, oh, you look young for your age or this
Hold
or that.
on, let me jump in. I want to respond to a comment.
I have an idea where like the mental disposition is. And
no, here's the
like
here, but hold on, let me jump in because someone said Kendra's uptight and doesn't get it. I actually do get it, and I don't agree. I think you should always be honest.
Oh, I get that.
Let me jump in. You should be honest with your age because you want somebody to be with you because of who you are, not because of the lie. Now,
exactly.
Right.
We saying the same thing.
No, we're not, because you're 44. You're not 34, honey.
But I am 34. Okay, so a man could do this with a what? That's funny. How can a man identify with a woman? He dress and wear makeup and fake boobs, and I can't be 34 when I'm 34.
Oh, you're talking about trans people right now.
Or like anybody identifying with anything. You mean somebody could identify with that and they could make laws and stuff on that. And I'm truly like, this is my energy. This is my spirit. Like if you were to categorize me with what most people would say, oh, a 34-year-old does this and that. I'm presenting myself in the most honest way.
So just I want to make sure I'm clear. You want us to honor your 34 years.
I'm not dating kids.
Simone, don't cut me off. Yes. Simone, don't cut me off.
Baby, you know what? If that's the case, then I identify as 28, child. I'm 28. So what that mean? I'm supposed to start acting stupid. I identify as 28, so I'm supposed to talk like a 28. What am I supposed to do as a 28-year-old? What am I supposed to talk? Girl, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do as a 28-year-old? I identify as a 28-year-old. I'm supposed to start just acting stupid. Oh, girl, give me something to drink. What am I supposed to do? Like, that is the stupidest thing ever. So if I identify as 28, I'm supposed to just start acting stupid? Make it make sense. I don't. What do 28-year-olds act? A lot. I know 28-year-olds act pretty sensible to me. So she's talking about 34, like that's a child. So I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. So you're saying you identify as a person that's younger and a person who just act odd and weird as a 34-year-old? That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. That's why you run from women claiming spiritual. Child, thank you. Success from D child. And there was another woman who was talking about the spirits and stuff, baby. I had to, I don't fool with that. Thank you, Successful MD child. I just don't understand. It don't really be making sense, y'all. It really don't. I just, and they want you to accept that, want people to accept that. So now more women are going to start identifying with younger ages to get a man? Is that what's going to happen now? They're going to start saying, oh, I identify as 24, so you can date me now. I haven't hit the wall. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not 40, 44. I'm 24. Quantum Solace, thank you for the super chat, says, whoever get with crazy, I beg you, do not bring children in this world. Please, please, please. It will be like the blind leading the blinded off the precipice of a steep cliff, child. It will be like the blind leading the blinded off the precipice of a steep cliff, child. I know that's right. Thank you for the super chat, Quantum. I appreciate you, child. Because look at her. Look at the picture. She just looked like, something ain't right, but bless her heart. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Thank you for the super chat, Quantum Solid. Bless her heart. The Lord is with you. Let's continue.
Let me get out what I have to say because I want to make sure I'm understanding.
Okay.
So you're saying because, we have trans people who say, I am a woman, not a man, and that is what we accept in this world. Some people don't accept it, but for the most part, trans people are accepted. You're saying because we can accept a man being a woman, we should therefore accept you being 34, not 44, because that's what you identify with, just like a trans person.
Okay. So you see what you did there? I'm not using that as the reason why. I was just using that as an example of how the mind is set up and how people think. And I was using that as an example. So it's not like, oh yeah, because trans people are out here saying this, I'm out here saying this, and I'm making some political stand. It's not a political stand. It ain't any of that. This is me. These are my ideals. And it's good that you don't agree, because people who don't agree with me doing this, those aren't the men for me. But if it's a man that's like, hey, that's a real unique characteristic, and I agree with that, I think that'll help me get closer to my suitor, my appropriate.
No, ma'am, it's just gonna make you look weirder. And most men gonna look at you as a liar. Men are not out here trying to play games. It comes off as if you're playing games and that you're not serious. So that's how men are going to look at that. They're going to look at you as a person playing a game, and then they're going to go the opposite direction, because your character and who you are as a person, it really has nothing to do with your age. There are a lot of people who are older but have, what people would consider a younger mentality. Like some people are older, but they're more adventurous. They're more silly, like fun, or, they just have a personality that's, outgoing and like, funny and things like that. They like to tell jokes. It's really not about your age. Who you are is who you are, but it still doesn't change the fact that your age is your age. You're 44. So when When you get 54, are you going to identify as 44? That's just a straight lie, because I don't think, your personality has, isn't based on your age. You know what I'm saying? Who you are, your characteristics, who you are as a person, how you move, how you think. It's just how you think. Your age is your age. That doesn't make any sense to me. So she's trying to say, oh, I identify with a younger age because of the way I act and the way I think. But it's not like that's like that's the end all be all for that age. That 34-year-olds act that way, and that's just what it is. And when people look at you, they're gonna say, "Oh, you're 34. Oh, it shows." No, for 34, you seem weird. So they still gonna be like, yeah. If anything, they'll be like, "You don't act like a 34-year-old. You act like younger." You know what I'm saying? And that's not good, because that seems immature. It seems immature. It seems like a put on, like you're doing it, and they're gonna look at you as a joke. They're not gonna take you seriously, because that's not like I said. In my opinion, her behavior is not. It's still not conducive to a 30. What a 34-year-old would act like. There's no age on the way you act. I'm just saying. People assume that as you get older, you get more mature. That's true, but at the same time, whatever your personality is what your personality is. It doesn't have an age on it. You could be 50 years old and have a fun, outgoing, high spirited personality. If that's who you are, that's just who you are. It's not going to change with your age. I hope that makes sense, y'all. But it's weird. But let's continue.
Suitor than just going through what everybody else like and what everybody. Like I fit in this is, and these are my, I mean, even if I'm a liar, I need to present myself as a liar on the app. I'm not, but I wouldn't say I was. But yeah, that's being honest to me. Ooh. I get it. I know.
Mm-hmm. So you okay? So you lied about your age, but you say lying about your age.
I don't see it as lying about my age.
Well, you're 44 years old.
How many years have you been here? You don't ask how many years have you been here on Earth. You say how old are you? So
no, I do ask. No, actually, I have a very famous video.
And technically,
I actually have a very famous
push when I was born. I wasn't there.
Well, here's the deal. I
might be 43. I might be 42. My mama might be some popular drug dealer who lied to me.
Oh my God. I know you. This is crazy. See what I'm saying?
Don't think too hard on it.
Girl, this is crazy. And these women wondering why they're single. And you're constantly out here looking for a man with all of this going on, and these modern women don't need help. And they don't need therapy. You see more women acting like this than men. You see more women acting delusional than the men, but let some people tell it, oh, the women don't need to do any changing. Oh my God, the women are just so great. Like, come on, get out of here. Y'all, they're exposing themselves right before our eyes. And there's still people who are still delusional to what's actually happening. There's a mental block going on out here. I'm just saying, Quantum Solace, thank you for the super chat, says from her perspective, if only sense makes sense. She makes my head hurt, twisting my brain like spaghetti. I'm confused. I'm confused too. Quantum. It's just a hot, stinking mess. It really is. And they think it's funny. It's a joke. This is delusional, and it's getting worse. We just see more and more, crazy stuff happening right before our eyes, but this is acceptable. They don't need help. Thank you once again for the super chat, Quantum Solace. I appreciate you. Successful MD says she's failed the chameleon class at Sisterhood School, child. Thank you. Successful MD, child. And as a sisterhood, you're supposed to look at that and say, oh, I don't see nothing wrong. Turn a blind eye and be like, oh, that's a sisterhood. Yeah, she gonna get her a good man. Yeah. She deserved the best, honey. I can't do it. Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm not thinking at all. There's some paid questions. Let me just
You
get
should
to
check
these
out.
paid
Oh,
questions.
girl.
Kat
See
said,
money.
okay, Simone, we gotta work on the over talking part, okay? Kat
Oh,
said, I identify as rich. There, now we both
right.
lying. Child, you
Mhm.
don't want to start a relationship with a lie.
Mhm.
But you might be rich though. How do I know that? What are you associating rich with? Like if a man say I'm rich, right? And I explore him more and I'm like, oh, that don't mean you got money. Nah, but I'm rich. Let me show you what I mean by that. That might actually work out for me. I'm open to all possibilities, not the possibilities of like what the world view feels like is right or wrong. And I do that in the capacity of not getting arrested, not putting my hands on nobody, not being violent, not causing no public issues. So it really shouldn't be a problem.
Big Talking said mentally she's 34, short bus shorty.
Mm.
That ain't the man for me. And he only tipped $2 to say that.
Okay. Corvetta said this is sad, went left quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a lot of comments for this. Miss Mobetta said, Kendra, please ask her if she ever rode a short bus when she was a kid.
Okay. Can
L
somebody
double
come with some original jokes?
I said, what's mentally 44 is not 44 for the majority of us men. You can't make this stuff up. I'm about to retire. Okay. Damon said, why would she expect a man of integrity if she's a liar?
On here, you wouldn't even know I was 44 if I didn't tell you I was 44 though. I could have dead ass came up here and was like, I'm 33. You would have went on the app and nobody would have known.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
I'm not a liar. Where is the integrity? Like, I don't get it. But okay.
Well, no, you are a liar.
Now I gotta be retarded and the short bus and all of that. But that's what I like. I like to bring out that energy in people because these are people that would have accepted me like telling the truth. But still, what does that say about their character? I still could have went on a date with any of these clowns. And it's like they talking about me, being like even if you don't like somebody, you don't have to be mean and disrespectful to them. That just show your character.
But lady, I think the part that she's missing is you are lying. No matter how you try to switch it up, you're lying. And to hell with the people commenting. You're on here to try to find a love or a date or whatever. You're trying to find companionship. So you got to think about the person that you're speaking to, the person that you are trying to get to be a part of your life or whatever. They're gonna look at you as a liar because you know you're not being honest. You could just say how old you are. They're gonna see see what your character is about and see what type of person you are. If they get to know you or want to get to know you, and then if you're lying, they're gonna look at that as a red flag. Oh, why you gotta lie about your age? You look good for your age. You're fun, outgoing, whatever, younger acting person, whatever she identifies as. They're gonna see that. They're gonna see who you are as a person. Your age has nothing to do with that. I mean, if they're interested in you. But if you're coming on with a lie and then you're delusional about the lie, then they're gonna look at you, like I said, as if you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's what they're saying. You seem like something's wrong and you don't get it. It's like you're delusional to that. So what else are you gonna be delusional about? And nobody wants to on purpose get in a relationship with somebody like that. That's all they're saying. James Isaac's son one. Thank you for the super chat. Says she's narcissistic and needs attention, but she's not lying about her age. Make it make sense, right? It's crazy, James. It's crazy. Thank you for the super chat once again. I appreciate you. It's crazy. Let's finish this up, y'all. We're gonna move on.
But a couple things. I mean, you can stand by what you want to stand by, and at this moment, I'm not going to argue that you there. I guess I am wondering why.
I was never arguing with you. This
okay,
show.
Simone, we have to. I don't want to hang up on you, but we're not going to keep over talking. So, I guess I am curious to why even tell us you were okay. Well,
she got
God. I appreciate you.
Oh, child.
Because if I would have hung up, they would have been mad at me. So she hung up. Child. Kendra G singles, the dating app is available now.
Baby, that was a hot mess. But aren't they all? Aren't they all? Child, that was a hot mess. And, it just goes to show you that a lot of people out here who are out here dating, they're not really ready for relationships. As much as women like to say, oh, men aren't ready and men have these problems and all the men are just this and all the men are just that and all the men got problems. They don't know how to communicate. A lot of these women have the same issues then. A lot of these women have issues as well. I'm not saying that men don't have issues or some men don't have issues, but we got to understand that some of these women have issues too. And they're not really prepared for the dating scene like they think they are. And then when they go out here, if they happen to meet guys or go on dates with guys, this is what they're presented with. And then you wonder why these guys are ghosting you and they're not trying to really take you seriously. Because this is why something is off. Something is in the water. Something is out here. Maybe we are in an alternate universe because something is not right. These women are showing their true nature and who they really are, how they think, what's going on up here. And it's showing because they're by themselves. Because a lot of these men don't want to deal with these cuckoo for Cocoa Puff women. I'm just sorry. They don't. I wouldn't either. And you just got to work on yourself for real, not play for real. Really figure out and get to the root of your issues and start to figure out where you need to get help from. Like I said, we all can work on something. And it's very clear that a lot of these women need help and they need to work on themselves. I'm just saying. Just like everybody else need to work on themselves, baby, they need to work on themselves. You're not, you can't walk around and think that you're the best thing since sliced bread and you don't have no problems and you can't work on nothing. That's where they go wrong, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Let's move on, you guys. So I want to play this clip for you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button.
Black woman off. Just tell her the truth. I promise you she'll get mad. And that might sound crazy. Who would get mad at the truth? How can you argue with the truth? Black women. It is our kryptonite. It is like diarrhea to the mouth. It's like diarrhea to the soul. We have this disdain thing when it comes to the truth. We can't handle the truth. We don't tell the truth. We don't want to hold each other accountable. We don't want to hold ourselves accountable. Anything that involves having to face reality, face what really is, we don't like it. And Black women who struggle with that, they will, again, when they don't like the truth, when they can't handle the truth, they will try to tell you the truth is not the truth. The sky is not blue when we know it's blue. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can look up a stat and show the stats and they'll still argue and say, well, maybe it's right there. And that's my problem when women are like, show me the stats. You can show the stats, you can say the stats, and people will still argue with the stat because they don't want to face the reality of this is what it is. Black women, we are at the bottom when it comes to marital rates, single parent homes, obesity rates. Like those things are facts. But some way, somehow we will still argue with the fact instead of just doing the work to change all of that. But again, the need to be right, the insults, the shaming, all of those things to make us, to try to make yourself feel better, is damaging. And it's keeping us at the bottom.
Shout out to her. No lies detected. Absolute truth. She's speaking the absolute truth because that's just what it is. We just watched this woman try to justify her age, and why she identifies as as a younger age. And this is what we see all the time. It's a delusional mindset. And it's a really big problem, y'all. For real. It's a real problem. These women want to be right so bad that they make things up and make themselves believe that they are right. And really walk around here and believe that's what it is. Like a lot of these women are now saying that their whole phase of their body count, they can just erase it or just tell themselves it don't exist. And so you can lie to yourself and say it doesn't exist. But when you start lying to other people, then you're a liar. And nobody wants to deal with a liar. Nobody wants to, because how can they can't trust anything that you do or say. And if you're really trying to have real relationships with people, you got to come in being honest in general. That's what I'm saying. You can't go start a relationship off with lies because then you're going to have to keep those lies up. And that's not going to make for a good lasting relationship. T. Bryant, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I'm here for it. where did we expect this would go? Telling men they can be women, and women they can be men. Trans ageism, let's go. May as well add that alphabet. That's crazy. Thank you for the super chat, T. Brian. I appreciate you. It is, it's just too much. It's too much of a delusion to me. And being delusional, and there are women who out here who like to say, "Oh, be delusional." No, I don't think you need to be delusional. I think you need to be mindful. You need to be logical. You need to understand what is actually happening and make appropriate choices and decisions based on what's actually real and not off of fake bullshit or things that are just not real, because that's going to lead you nowhere. And I think a lot of these women are conflating being confident or having ambition or being positive about something that they're trying to do with being delusional. No, I don't think being delusional is something you should be. It just, it doesn't, I don't think it works. But thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you, T. Bryant. Quantum Solace says, thank you for the super chat. Says, if you start a relationship off on lies, it will end with lies. There's plenty of videos on social media to prove it. Exactly. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just don't think that makes for any healthy, stable, long-lasting relationship, lying, because the truth is going to come out. And then once it comes out, now there's, that creates distrust. So now you can't trust what the person say, and you don't start out like that. Nobody wants to start that way, because that's a red flag. If you start that way, then you're not going to get anywhere with that, because people are going to be like, okay, well, I know I can't trust this person. He or she is lying off rip. So I'm not going to deal with you. I'm just going to go try to find somebody else. I don't have time for the foolishness. I don't have time for the lies. I don't have time for the craziness. And that's the thing I don't think they realize, how they come off, how they present themselves, what they do, what they say. It's all acceptable in their minds. So they could say the most craziest stuff, act the most crazy or craziest, insane possible way. And men's supposed to look over that. You're supposed to say, oh no, she's cute, she's fine, she's batshit crazy, but you know what? I'm still gonna give her some attention. No, they're not gonna take you seriously. And if you allow them, if they into that, they're gonna try to hit it and quit it and keep it moving. When they realize you're crazy, but they can sleep with you, they'll do that, and then that's it. And then these women crying, why did they ghost me? Why do I look like this and I'm single? Because you batshit crazy. That's why. And nobody wants to come into a situation knowing and seeing that you're batshit crazy and just keep going with you. Oh, she's crazy. I could tell. She's a Looney Tune. But you know what? I'm just going to dive all the way in. I want her. That's not, no, you don't go into it knowing that and just say, oh, I'm just going to keep going. You're asking for trouble, in my opinion. Just saying. Bruce Mega, thank you for the super chat, says, older woman I know been saying for years that 60 is the new 30. Baby, I know you lying. I know you lying. I know you lying. No, it's not. No, it's not. They tell them, child, hell to the no. Hell to the no. No way in hell 60 is the new 30. She knows she lying, baby. And where's the picture for me to see her when she was 30 versus 60, child? They gotta stop that. Y'all, they're taking that too far. First, they said 40 was the new 20, or 40 was the new 25, or something like that. Or 40 was the new like 20 or 30 or something. And, people accepted that. But hell no. No way in the world. No damn 60 is the new 30. They can stop with that BS, because that is not true. I want to see. And if they claiming that, I want to see the pictures. I want to see the 30-year-old versus 60-year-old. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat, Bruce. I appreciate you. Hell no. That's a lie from the pits of hell. That is no truth in it. And they need to stop with that. Now, you can look good. You don't have to age horribly. You can age well. You take care of yourself. Get some sleep at night. Don't smoke and drink. Stay away from all of that. You can age. You can look good. Take care of yourself. But, child, that's not be fooled. There's no way 60 is the new goddamn 30. I'm sorry. I'm not accepting that. No, I'm not. Not at all. But thank you. Thank you. But yeah, no lies told in that video. She said it right. You can't tell black women nothing. You know, they want to make up some things and they all just go with it. The echo chamber, they all go with it and all start saying it and repeating it, and now it's true. And then as soon as somebody, whether it's a man or other women, say, nah, we're not going for that. We don't accept that. Oh, well, you're intimidated, and oh my God, and you're this and you're that, and you're sassy and all of this. No, well, you know, so be it then. Because I think a lot of men are like, so be it. If you think I'm sassy, baby, you ain't got to deal with me. Because I'm going my way and live my life, and you can go ahead and just continue to believe the delusional thoughts that you want to believe, because that's on you, because nobody else ain't going to want to deal with that. So that's on you. You can believe what you want. Ain't nobody trying to force you. But you got to understand, nobody else is going to want to deal with you with those delusional beliefs. Just keep that in mind. So that's that. And you got to understand, you know, that everybody's not going to go for the okie doke. Everybody's not going to just go with your delusional mindset. Everybody's not going to just sit down and just eat up what you're dishing out. You know what I'm saying? You could believe whatever you want, but everybody else don't have to believe it. You could think, you could identify as being a younger woman as long as you want, but that don't mean everybody else has to accept that. And like that lady said in the video, like, if you, okay, you telling people you 33, girl, that don't, okay, 33, you, and with that type of mentality and that behavior, your age don't matter. Because they're going to still look at you and, you know, side eye you and be like, wait a minute, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, child. I ain't trying to be with no cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let me keep it moving. And maybe that's what she's been experiencing, because now she's on the Kendra G show trying to find somebody, because clearly you can't find anybody. So something is wrong. It's not necessarily your age, but how you act. And acting what you are portraying, what you think is an appropriate way to act for a certain age, is still off. I'm just saying. Just saying. Let's go. Oh, now this here, I want y'all to listen to this because this was interesting. There's this radio host, and they're saying that this is an old clip, but it's resurfacing. This radio host said this about Kelly Rowland. I don't know if you guys heard this, but I just heard this. But apparently this is something that happened a while ago, but it's resurfacing, and I thought it was crazy as hell. But listen to this.
Why do you hate Kelly Rowland so much?
I don't hate Kelly.
Now, let me just give you a little context. So this man asked her, why does she hate Kelly Rowland so much? Because this is a South African radio host. I don't know if you guys heard of this. She called Kelly Rowland ugly, allegedly. She's saying she compared her to Beyonce. I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on this, because I was just like, girl, I know you lying. But she had the audacity to call Kelly Rowland ugly. And so she says, let hear what she's saying. Listen.
At all. I really don't hate Kelly. I just don't think she's prettier than Beyonce.
Yeah. What's that thing? I don't understand that thing.
I just think it's me. Don't you think it's just me? Like people
Want something.
want something from me. It's me. I just think it's me, because many people. There are many people you think are not prettier than the other one. There are many people you think. For years, Michelle was called the ugly one in Destiny's Child. No one bat an eyelid.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair point.
Okay.
But I think the tweet, I don't know the background of the context, but you didn't say she's not prettier than Beyonce.
I did say that.
You just said we've removed the makeup, it's curtains.
No.
We've got receipts.
Go look.
Girl.
You see.
Oh, so
Go look.
Girl, hell to the no. I'm not going to let that slide. She said, if Kelly Rowland removed her makeup, she's ugly. Now she's trying to say, she said, Kelly Rowland is not as pretty as Beyonce. Girl, but where do you stand? You know, and I just think it's the audacity for you to even open your mouth and say that Kelly Rowland is ugly in general. It's just not it. And, you know, when you see people who talk like this, you want them to take off their makeup, but she don't have to take off her makeup. We could see through the makeup. Why would you have the audacity to say Kelly Rowland is ugly in any capacity? Is the audacity for me that made me even want to talk about this because Kelly Rowland is a beautiful woman. That is not an ugly woman. But this lady here had the audacity to say anything about Kelly Rowland was just a shocker to me. Was a shocker to me. I'm like, girl, did you look in the mirror? Why would you? And I'm gonna play this clip of this comedian responding to it and then showing how Kelly responded back to this. Now, this is supposed to be old, but I'm just seeing it now, and I'm just like, girl, there's no way. There's no way. Let's finish to hear how she tried to justify this.
Background.
Go look. I did say that. In fact, I even went as far as saying, I don't actually like Beyonce with makeup. I think without makeup, she's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Like, there's some people who, like, where makeup works wonders for them, and it's other people where you're like, it's just, it becomes something else. And I think you're allowed to think that about people.
You know, and on that note, we are allowed to think what we want about people. In my humble opinion, like she said, I am allowed to think what I think about her. And I think the makeup probably does wonders for her. Because without it, I would love to see her without it. Because I'm pretty sure that makeup is doing wonders for her. Because we've seen Kelly Rowland and Beyonce without makeup, and they still look good. I've seen her with no makeup on plenty of times, and she looks amazing. She looks pretty much the same. So this lady, we would like to see her without her makeup to see how this makeup is doing wonders for her. Because even with the makeup on, child, they're still, questionable. So come on now. So yeah, we are all allowed to think that way, right? And it goes for her. Like, why would you? It's just the audacity for me. I'm just saying. Classic Perspective, thank you for the super chat, says she looked like Bebop and Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Girl, and we are allowed to think what we think, Classy. So we don't think you look good or without makeup. She just said everybody's allowed to think what they think. And for you to try to say Kelly Rowland is ugly, it was just, baby, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Whether this is old or not, listen, this is my first time seeing it, and I'm like, girl, not you. No, ma'am, Miss Pam. Thank you for the super chat, Classy. I'm just like, girl, why? What? I know you know. But listen to this comedian. Listen to what he had to say about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's not too many words that I don't like. One that I don't like in the English language is the word ugly. You shouldn't call people ugly. In my in reference to my cousin, he likes to say, cousin, everything is beautiful in its own way. But if ever somebody were to call you ugly, I suggest you respond the same way that Kelly Rowland responded to this radio host who called her ugly. I think her name is Adele Dada. I believe that's how she got. She called Kelly Rowland ugly, and there was a picture of her on the boat, in a swimsuit enjoying herself. And instead of being mean and nasty, Kelly Rowland decided to put on that same swimsuit and post a picture of her on the boat out there on the water and let the people decide who is who and what is what.
And guess what? The people decided. Kelly Rowland runs circles around her, baby. The face, the body, and everything else. So she played herself trying to call Kelly Rowland ugly. Girl, the audacity. I'm still like in awe that she would look at her and look at her. Body, face card, everything, girl. It's totally opposite. You trying to call this woman like what? And why? I mean, I'm pretty sure when she said this, people must have let her have it. I'm just saying. Why would you didn't look in the mirror before you said that? I'm just saying. And Kelly responded in the most classiest way possible. I'm gonna show you. Okay, you think I'm ugly? Let's look at the bodies, y'all. Because baby, the bodies are night and day, honey. You think I'm ugly? Okay, let's look at this. Let's see what's ugly and what's not, honey. Look at this. Look at her. Look at her. Like, come on. Even the face card with Kelly does not decline. And over here, you calling her ugly? Ooh. Stop. Just stop. Stop.
Don't y'all, I don't know what this is, this little thing y'all trying to do by coming for Kelly, but don't do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you something. Kelly Rowland will subtly hurt your feelings. I don't know who, what, when, where, how, or why. Y'all trying to make this play, but it ain't gonna work. I can tell you now. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do this. Please don't do this. Cause she can show you who she is. She ain't not mean, nicest person in the world. But if you want her to flex she shall.
Right.
Ain't nothing bigger than you sitting there calling somebody ugly and then she just take your whole outfit and go, let me show you how to do it. That's cute what you did. You think you shining? You a candle in the sun. Don't do that. Don't come for her. Just saying.
I 100% agree. Child, like, why would you do that? Why? Why would you do that? You know, and I just thought it was crazy. I almost like, I was shocked to shingles to see that. I'm like, why? Shit, but you know, a lot of times it's out of jealousy. It's out of jealousy. You know, you want to try to say that she's ugly because you know you can't look nowhere near the way she looks. You know you don't look as good as she does. So what you do, you hate on something that you can't be, could never be. You know what I'm saying? So you hate on the thing that you can't have. That's just how, and that's how somebody posted, you know, women hate each other. Women hate on each other all the time. All the time. They like to talk about this sisterhood thing and that, oh, women are just like, they get along so well. No, a lot of them don't. And it's an amazing thing to see when you do see women come together and really work together and really have real, decent relationships with each other. But I know oftentimes women don't really act like, women secretly hate each other. If you see somebody that's more attractive than you hate on them. If somebody look like they trying to take your spot, oh, they get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Instead of embracing each other and working with each other, no, they secretly hate each other. That's why I don't buy the sisterhood BS, because I know what it is. I've been around long enough to know that the sisterhood is BS. And it's not real, because it's animosity amongst women. So when you really see women working together for real and getting along, it's a great thing. But I know a lot of times it's not that. And the minute somebody, look better than you, or, you know what I'm saying? Or may, seem like, you see something, it creeps up. And a lot of these women, that lady knows she don't look better than Kelly, but you just gotta hate and try to say she's ugly. And I mean, many can say that about her. And it might be the truth, but Kelly ain't ugly. And for somebody who looks like that to come out and say that, it's just ridiculous. It's just shameful. It really is. Now, there's no way in the world she should have opened her mouth to even say that. I'm just saying. Quantum Solid says, oh, hell no. This monstrosity. You messing with my girl. Kelly is a 9 up there with Rihanna. Kelly is off the chain, exquisite. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Then she want to try to, thank you once again, Quantum. Now, come on now. And then she want to try to say, oh, well, no, I just said she was not as pretty as Beyonce. They're equally gorgeous. If anything, most people say that Kelly Rowland is more attractive than Beyonce. That's what the consensus is. But they're both attractive women. They both look good. Thank you once again for the super chat, Quantum. I agree. They both look good. They look, and she's nowhere near a Kelly or Beyonce, honey. So I don't understand where she come from with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how why is she talking? But I'm gonna leave it there because there's a lot more I could say about that. But I'm trying to be nice, and I'm just like, child. Let's move on, you guys.
Ownership ain't shit. I just recently bought my first house by myself at 25. I just moved in the house and things have gone to shit. For starters, I nearly flooded my garage. The water heater is not heating. The whole front yard is fucked up. My refrigerator ain't refrigerating. And I still haven't bought furniture. I'm sleeping on an air mattress right now. And I broke out in tears, not because I'm sad, but because out of frustration, because I knew these things were coming. I just didn't think they were going to come this quickly. And I didn't think they were going to fucking topple each other like they did. Don't get me wrong. I do not regret being a homeowner and buying my house. It's just, it's it's rough out here. It's a lot, and I'm doing it by myself. And
now, for context, this video is just showing a bunch of women who are complaining about home ownership, right? So these are the women, because, you know, these are the women who went out and purchased a home by themselves. Most of these are single mothers who purchased homes by themselves, but they didn't think about the bigger picture. I talked about this in another video, but I don't know if I played this clip. I don't remember if I played it. Hopefully I didn't play it, but I'm playing it again if I did. I don't remember. But so they're complaining about being homeowners. This is one of the things that a lot of the modern single women kind of boast about being single and being able to purchase homes. This is one of the things that they use to kind of like boast and put men down at the same time, like talk about men. What can a man do for me when I have it myself? I bought my own home. I got my own car. I got my own job. I got my own kids. You know, this is one of the things that women boast about, being homeowners. So now we have a bunch of those same women complaining about home ownership and how they now regret, I can't talk, regret being homeowners and owning their homes because it's more than what they bargained for. It's more than what they thought it was going to be. Once again, this is these women, independent boss chicks who don't need a man. Now they're realizing that owning a home is not the fact that you could go out and get one, but it's also maintaining it. Okay. Everything, just like relationships and everything else, it's not about getting it. It's about keeping it and maintaining it. So now you have a lot of these women out here saying, oh, I want to just sell my home and get an apartment, or I want to go live back with my mom. And y'all going to hear this because this once again, it's another cycle of the independent boss chick gone bad. You know what I'm saying? How all of this stuff is turning around, how they're realizing that they cannot keep it, they cannot maintain it, and doing it by yourself is not what it's cracked up to be. So this is just another example of how a lot of these independent boss chicks, I don't need a man, are realizing how difficult it is to maintain life by yourself, and how having companionship and having a spouse there will really benefit both of you and benefit a family in all together, as opposed to you thinking that, oh, because I got a job and I made some money this year, or I made some money on this business and I'm doing so well, and your head get big and you think, oh, I made the most money I've ever made in my life and now I'm doing good. You don't think about the future. You don't think about what's up ahead. You don't think about other circumstances or other things that could, that life brings. You just think about, oh, I'm making money now, so I'm so good. And I had with these ninjas, I got it all going on. These ninjas ain't ish. I made $100,000, so I'm this everything in sliced bread. And knowing good and well, you may have made $100,000 this year. Might have made it 2 years in a row. But then third year, oh, you didn't make 100,000, or you made less. Oh, shit is hitting the fan. All these bills coming in, all this credit card debt, all of it start piling up. Oh, you had bought a house on top of that. Now you got these house bills. Oh, mortgage went up. Taxes went up. Your insurance went up. They didn't charge you. You got this loan that was probably a predatory loan. You got it. And then realize the taxes. They assess the taxes on the second or the third year, however that go. And now it's double your mortgage. Now, oh, shit. The money is not coming in like it was. The mortgage is higher. I got all these bills. What about repairs? Now all this is piling up. Oh my God, now I'm screaming. Now you're depressed. Now you're tripping. Now you're like, I wish I never would have did this. This was too much. I need help. Now you're miserable, depressed, and wondering what you're going to do. See, this is the thing. This is why I say a lot of these women are listening to the sisterhood of single women, and you're making these decisions and you're not thinking about what all comes with it. You're not thinking about the full picture, and women tend to do that. See, so you go out there and make your decisions and do what you want, not looking at the bigger picture, not thinking about everything, about, different situations and circumstances that could happen, not taking into account that, hey, money is good now, but it might not be good in 2 years or 5 years. So let me move accordingly so that I'm still good. Even if the money is not the same, I can still function. See, those are the things that a lot of women don't think about, because you want what you want when you want it and not considering everything that could happen. See, but baby, let's continue.
And I'm trying the best I can. I'm taking one day at a time, but some days it's just bad.
Can I vent to y'all just real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm tired of being a homeowner. I am tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of people telling me owning a home is the best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true. That don't change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, you know, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting. I feel like I had more freedom with renting. Now, I know when you rent, you're paying month to month and all that money is going down the drain. It's not going towards nothing. It's not investing in nothing. It's not. I know that. And I don't care. I thought about it so much. Selling my house and going back to live with my mother. Because why not? I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I don't have any drama that I would bring my mama. And I can pay all her bills. Mind you, my mama still live in the projects and income-based housing. She doesn't pay rent anyway. We'll be over there living like kings and queens. Jesus Christ.
Girl, now this is sad. It really is. Now, you'd rather live with your mom in the projects than have your own place. But who told these women to jump out and you know, at the first sight, oh, let me just go. You don't have no kids. I'm just saying, you don't have no kids. I could kind of see if you had children. You don't have no kids. Why? Who told you it was smart for you to just go buy a house and use that as a flex? So you can say, I own my own home. Everything is for, so you can one up somebody. You know, I own my own home. And then when you can't afford it, the bills, the repairs, all that hit you, and you got to do it all by yourself. Now you're complaining. Now you'd rather go live in a project with your mama because before you have your own place or have your own house. You know, you didn't contemplate that this is going to cost you, that you're going to have to fix everything yourself. You can't just call the maintenance man, baby. You got to pay for that AC go out. You got to fix it. That roof get a leak. You got to fix it. You know, the water heater go out or whatever. You got to fix it. You didn't consider that? You didn't think about, nobody told you? What did you think? Where do you think the repairs are going to come from? Like, they don't think of the bigger picture. And you know, now they're seeing it, and now extra cost and everything, you know, on top of that, inflation. Like, what did you think was going to happen, boo? You know? So it's just one of those things that they like to flex with and to feel good about themselves, to say, oh, you know, I'm doing this and I'm big and bad and I'm doing good. And then until you can't pay for it. Quantum Solace, thank you for the super chat, says the most dumbfounded decision a woman can make is to buy a starter home for their own personal dwelling, especially in this inflated market. It's okay, though. I'm definitely eating deliciously off tax liens and foreclosures, child. Thank you once again for the super chat, Quantum Solace, but they don't think about that kind of stuff. This is where the logical man comes in my opinion. And I know they probably be like, child, you think a man is a fix to all? Well, I mean, listen, we bought a house and have purchased 2 houses so far, and we're not having those issues. I'm just saying, and we understand that it costs for repairs, and I'm not, you know, and it's not me. You know, I have a husband who, you know, when I'm saying we you know, the AC went out not too long ago. We got a new one. You know what I mean? It's expensive to me, but hey, we got a new one. We're familiar with you know, things breaking and things having to be fixed, you know, but I'm not out here trying to do this all by myself. Never. I you know, I couldn't imagine like sitting here trying to afford all of that by myself. No. So I'm saying these women think that it's cute and you can get out here and get a house. And then, I mean, and you don't have any kids. Why shouldn't you? Should maybe have an apartment. You should. Why you don't have no kids? You don't have anything like that. Why? What's wrong? If you know, by yourself, ain't nothing wrong with having a apartment. But they trying to flex. See, it's about a flex. And you trying to flex and then you can't afford it. Then you're sitting here crying and complaining. That's what it is. Classic perspective. You can't live like kings and queens. Her mother don't have a king. Exactly. You see, but thank you once again for the super chat, Classic Perspective. But it's about a flex. It's about you being able to brag and boast about what you're doing until you can't do it anymore. And who cares about all of that? I mean, I don't believe in trying to live like the Joneses or whoever, or queens and kings or whoever you're trying to live like. Thank you once again, Classic Perspective. I appreciate you. And not be able to afford it, and then you're either homeless or you trying to live with somebody. Like, that's crazy. No, live within your means. Because nobody else is going to be able to come and bail you out. You know, and who are you trying to impress? I never thought it was a good idea to try to impress people, when you got to pay for it. And if you can't keep that up, then it's going to be a problem for you. They're not going to let you come live with them. You're not going to be able to go live with the people who you're trying to impress. You're going to have to pay for it, or you're going to have to get out. Let's continue.
I feel like the only thing that I would miss owning my home, or moving back with my mom, or just whatever, is the privacy. I do not like people all the time. I do not like noise, but when you move in with somebody or any sort of living adjustment, then you have to understand what that comes with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just tired. Not saying that I will go live back with my mama, not saying that I will go back renting, not saying that I'll get a roommate, all those things is an option. I'm just tired of being a homeowner.
And look, I don't understand that. I cannot relate. I love being, me and my husband owning our home, because when we were renting, I didn't like it. So I don't understand. It's the difference. These independent boss chicks by themselves doing it, they're tired of owning their homes because they're tired of the responsibility of it. How is it that women who are married with children, they love being a homeowner? I love owning our own home, because I don't have to deal with landlords. We don't have to deal with, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to rent again and live in somebody else's property. I love being a homeowner. To me, it's the most peaceful thing, because when we were renting, it was issues, and I didn't like that. And people being able to come into your property, well, it's their property, but you pay them to be there, and to, for maintenance things, to come in and fix things when they want to and stuff like that. And we like our privacy. So I love being a homeowner, but it's interesting how a lot of these boss chicks, independent single boss chicks, hate it, because you just hate the responsibility. You love the privacy, but you hate the responsibility that comes with it. Just be honest. It's too much. And they're tired because they're tired of doing it all by themselves. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? The ones out here doing it by themselves, of course you're tired, because it's a lot. But if you got all the burden on you, yeah, you will be tired of doing it. And you love the privacy, but you don't like all of the responsibility on yourself. But this is a choice that you made. Y'all, they thought it was a flex to go out here and get everything by themselves. Wow, yeah. And now you're tired. Now time's up. Things are hard. And now you want to check out. Now you want to run away from it because you can't handle it by yourself. But you hate to admit it for real that it's hard you doing it by yourself. James Isaac's son 1 says, what if her mother don't take her back? Her mom may love having dudes come over. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she don't really want to go live with her mom in the project. That's why she's saying, but she's tired of paying everything herself. She's tired of doing it herself. And that's what happens. It's all good in the beginning, but when things start to go downhill, take a turn, that's where they're not prepared for. And they're tired because of the cost of it, the major responsibility it takes to have a home and maintain it is what they're tired of. That's just that. Just like they're tired of working. You're tired of working because you got to work all the time. You got to pay all the bills. You got to do it all yourself. So yes, for women, it's going to get tiresome. Men don't have room to be tired. Men don't have the opportunity to check out and say they're tired, because as men, that's going to be frowned upon. You're not supposed to get tired as a man. You got to keep going even when you're tired. But these women want to be like men, but they can't handle it. They get tired and they get depressed because it's an ongoing thing. You don't get a break. You got to keep going because you're responsible for everything. That's the thing. Thank you once again for the super chat, James. I appreciate you. Quantum Solace says, ladies, I welcome change. Just keep doing what you do. some say I'm not right for capitalizing off the iniquities of the ladies. I tell them I'm not the one who's making bad decisions. So Quantum Solace, you're capitalizing off of these bad decisions. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Somebody's capitalizing off of it. So listen, they got to realize where they're going wrong and the mistakes they're making. All these women think it's a flex, like I said, to own and there's nothing wrong with owning a house. But you gotta, once again, it's the same thing. You gotta understand the things that are associated with that. You gotta factor in maintenance. You gotta factor in all of these things, things breaking, the keeping the lawn together, you know, whatever it is, you got to factor that in. You got to factor in that all of this is going to be on you. And if you go into it knowing that and you're prepared for it, then I guess that's fine. But if you go into it not really thinking of that, you can't, that's, you know, thank you once again for the super chat, Quantum. I appreciate you. But if you, just like they go into relationships thinking that everything is going to be the same, that nothing is ever going to change, that, he might not, you know, you got to take into consideration that you might lose your job. He might lose his job. So let's prepare for the future. Hey, while we're working, while we're making good money, let's put something aside. Let's invest in such certain things, or let's do something so that if something happened, we're still good. That's how you got to look at relationships too. Hey, we got to invest in each other. We got to work together, because two of us together, we can build more than just one. But if you're doing it all by yourself off of your income, and yes, your income may be good as a woman, you gotta consider when it's not as good. If you lose your job, if the money slows down, if the business is not doing good, that you're able to maintain until things pick up again. Same thing with relationships. Women are looking for perfection in a man, and it doesn't exist even, and they know they're not perfect. So you're looking for a man. That's why I say you shouldn't, as a man, you shouldn't lead with your wallet, because the way she sees you is the way she wants you to continue. And you cannot ever get sick. You can't ever, nothing could ever happen. It has to be that constant amount of money all the time for the rest of y'all lives. Life just can't happen when it comes to these women. Because if it does, and that's all she's focused on is the money, she's going to leave and look for that elsewhere. But when you guys build it together, and you work on it together, and you build for the future, prepare for the future, so for, a rainy day, you guys will be okay, because you'll get through that. It don't last always, but you got to understand that it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes sacrifice, it takes a lot of things to pour into each other in a relationship. So the same thing that goes to when you see, it's the same behavior. You go out here, oh, I'm a boss chick, I got it, I don't need no man, I can do it. And then now you're complaining about it because it's hard. When the going gets tough, they get the running away. They get the bouncing, because you can't handle it. And so that's how they look at it. You don't think about when things might go wrong or when a rainy day occurs. You just, right now I want it, I'm getting it. I don't care how much it is. I got the money, I can afford it, but you got it now, but you may not have it later. So once again, they're not thinking of the bigger picture. And I think, that a lot of these women are dealing with this, and they're going to have to deal with it because it's a choice that you made and you got to deal with it. Ray says, mama got to make that tax-free money. Thank you for the super chat, Ray. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's just crazy. Let's continue.
I'm tired of the issues that arise, and I look left and I look right, and the responsibility is still on you. Like, there's just no help. I'm so tired. Owning a home, I don't give a damn. Owning a home is not what it used to be. I used to take pride in owning a home. I want to sell my home bad. Let it be somebody else's problem. And I like my house. Like, when I bought it in 2020, it was newly renovated. I bought it during COVID, and I paid pennies for it. And my mortgage is cheap, and I know I shouldn't complain, honey, but I'm still going to complain because it's mine, and I got to pay for it, and I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do. And I'm just tired of the responsibility, if I can only be honest. I feel like I had less responsibility with renting. Like, if I had one problem, I can call the landlord. I'm calling the maintenance man. I'm calling somebody else to fix the problem. I got a problem now. I can call somebody, but then my phone gonna ring because I gotta fix it.
Well, what it used to be? That's the question. You see what I'm saying? It's not. She says she paid cheap for her house. She doesn't what she say? The mortgage is cheap. So you mean to tell me you're gonna let go of your property that you got for cheap and it's cheap because you don't want to deal with the responsibilities of the upkeep and keeping it up? So you rather get rid of it and go pay somebody else's mortgage? That doesn't make it, see, just bad decision after bad decision, in my opinion. You already got the house. You say you got it for cheap. The mortgage is cheap. So why don't you, because with the price of renting now, she probably end up paying more for rent. She's probably going to end up having to keep her house because when she go out here and see how much rent is and the fact that she probably would pay more in rent, you better just keep your house and deal with deal with the choices that you made. Because it wouldn't make any more sense. It would make sense to me to walk away from your house. You like your house. You got it for cheap. Your mortgage is cheap, but you don't want the responsibility. Come on. So you'd rather go pay somebody else's high rent than keep your, it doesn't make any sense. And once again, it's another poor decision after poor decisions because you're doing it all by yourself, but that's the choice that you made. That's the choices they made. Now you got to deal with the consequences, boo. That's all it is. Paul Harrison, thank you so much for the super chat. The generous super chat, I appreciate you, says, these boss chicks will do everything in their power to avoid working with a man. They'll buy a dog, get with each other until DeeDee, until they can no longer afford to do so. Shout out to all the married couples. Damn, she sounds like a man, child. Yeah, I mean, it's you're absolutely right. And I say this all the time. It's like you will go through the fire to prove that you can do it by yourself because you just don't want to cooperate with a man where you would have help. See, they complain about not having the help. It's all on them, but they refuse to work with a man. You will struggle, complain, do all of that. But what you won't do is find a cooperative man, a man who will want to be with you if he wants to be with you, and y'all be with each other and y'all do it together. They hate to do it, even if it could be detrimental to their own. You know, you'll rather go through all of that than cooperate with a man. Like a man is just so bad, and I don't know why they act that way when you know you be sleeping with them anyway. You don't want commitment. You don't want a man to tell you anything to do. You don't want him to have any type of, you don't want to have any type of guidance or structure. You want to do what it is you want to do, but then complain about it. This is why I say a lot of these women, they want a man who's just going to come in and pay their bills, a sponsor. That's what y'all would call it, a sponsor. Somebody who's going to come in, pay all your bills, take all of that burden off of you, and maybe they'll get some loving here and there. But he can go on to his own house and you can still live your life the way you want to. You can come and go the way you want, be with who you want to be with. And he just, it's like you're for sale. Like you want to be able to have him to come in and just take over your bills and pay everything so you can relax and be at ease mentally and not have to stress over it. And you still just live your life. They want the help. Like she said, you want help, but you don't want commitment. They don't want the commitment that a relationship would bring. You know what I mean? So you want to live and do what you want while somebody else pay all your bills. That's crazy. They do want a sponsor. That's just what it is. Thank you once again, Paul Harrison. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, that's it. You really want a man to come in and just pay everything and that's it. They don't want real commitment. That's too much work. Shalonda Robinson, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hi, DeeDee. Just to ask, how did you and your husband afford 9 children? I commend y'all for that. Shout out to you guys. That's a good question. I mean, well, look, when me and my husband got married, I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband worked. He had a good job. He wasn't rich, but he had a good job and he took care of his family. So I was able to be at home with my kids and raise my children. And my husband went to work, and the way he was able to afford it is because we were not superficial. We didn't take trips. We didn't go on trips every time. We lived a normal life. There was no trip. So every time you look, all these superficial things, we budgeted. We still, our kids had everything that they needed. And that was that. I was at home with the kids while my husband went to work, and he worked hard, and he took care of his family. And we had what we needed. No expensive, all this expensive stuff and all these things. And I say that because and thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, Shalonda. And I say that because people, that's why I when I talk about what I talk about, it's a reflection on how I know, we did it. People talk about, oh, well, you got to have all this money. No, you don't. The reason why people got to have so much money to raise a family is because they're living above their means. We didn't live above our means. You're living above your means. You're trying to do too much to impress other people and trying to, impress folks, and knowing that you can't afford it. So the live within your realm of what you can afford and what you need for your life. So, I mean, yeah, we never lived superficially, never. So, and when we started out, of course, we didn't have 9 all at once. We built that up. But I mean, we lived within our means, and I was able to be at home and take care of the kids while my husband worked. And we didn't need millions and millions of dollars to do that. He worked, he had a good job, and he provided for his family. That's it. They had clothes on their back, shoes on their feet. They had everything that they needed. None of all that extra stuff. And this is why I think now when I hear people talk, oh, well, we got to do this. No, we did things with the kids, but it didn't cost an arm and a leg to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think when people start trying to do too much and live like people on social media and live like people on reality TV, that's when you start having these grand ideas of all these expensive parties and expensive this and spending money all on this and all that. No, we didn't do that. We didn't do it. And I was perfectly fine with it because I like being home anyway. So I'm not a traveling type of person. So that was never an issue. I never like eating out. I talked about this before on this channel. All these restaurants, no, I know how to cook. My husband know how to cook. So we cook, we eat, we didn't make everything a financial thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to do if you're budgeting and you know what you need for your family. So I think, yeah, anybody can do it. It doesn't take millions of dollars to raise children. But a lot of these people are so unrealistic and want all this superficial stuff. No, I was never superficial. My husband wasn't. My children to this day are not. I try to convince them to get certain things, and they're frugal, I would say, where they like to save their money. They don't like to just spend their money willy-nilly to this day, So it's just what it is. And I think them seeing us like that, they're not into expensive stuff. They're not into expensive shoes. They like certain things, but they're not superficial at all. So they end up saving a lot of their money to this day. They have, for their ages, they're saving money. They probably have more money in their bank accounts than most average people have, because what they say, the average person don't have $1,000 in their bank account, my children have way more than that in their bank accounts. Just saying, because they don't spend their money. They don't spend. Now I'm to a point now, I spend more now than I ever have, now that the kids are older and stuff. But when they were little, no, it was all about the children. It was all about them. So that's just what it is. You don't have to spend all that money to raise children. That's just what it is. So that's how I can answer that in a nutshell. Quantum Solace, thank you for the super chat. Says, I wish I can get in contact with this sister. Her interest rate is at 3%. That's a steal for me. She crazy as hell to let that house go. At least rent it out at as an investment property. Well, yeah, somebody need to tell her she could do that. If she don't want it, she could rent it out. That's the good thing about being a homeowner. If you could rent it out. What people do Airbnbs and stuff too. There's ways she can make money off of it, but maybe she don't know that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Quantum Solace. I appreciate you. Let's continue.
Home ownership is not for the weak at heart or the weak in spirit. Okay, let me tell you, especially when you're doing it as a single person, let alone
a single parent.
Girl.
Mind you, my kids are now grown, doesn't dispute the fact that it's been a rough and tough journey. Over the last 10 years, I've had to do so much major work. A whole water pipe burst on the main. I had to dig up the whole front yard. I had my furnace go out. I had a pipe burst in the garage. I had to replace my deck stairs, and all this stuff costs money. And each time I was able, working 2 and 3 jobs, to save a little bit of money, and then I had to spend all my money. So home ownership is not for the weak at heart. Now I have some emergency things that I have to take care of, and it's like, where's the money gonna come from? I haven't been able to put money aside now, you know? And it's so easy for people to say, oh, well, you own a home. Just pull the money out of your home. Yeah, you can pull the money out of your home, but can you make the payments to pay the money back of the money that you pulled out of your home? It's not that simple. People act like it's that simple. It's not that simple. It's just like if you go out and you charge $50,000 on your credit card, can you make those payments to pay that money back on your credit card? You can pull the money out, but can you make the payments to pay the money back? That is the question.
Well, I mean, that's where your husband will come in. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, usually the men are more when they go out looking for houses, like I said before, they're focused on the things that matter. They're looking at the structure of the house, they're looking at the price of the house, they're looking at the interest rates, they're looking at if this, they're trying to get the best property they can. You know, they're trying to, you know, a lot of women look at it as cute and they want to go for the cute thing, but they don't really want to go for the thing that's best. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where men come in. I don't care how women try to look at it, how they try to slice it. Listen, your husband is going to look at the most logical way of doing it and the best thing, get the best bang for your buck and get the property that's going to benefit you. You know, a lot of times we want what's cute and what look cute to our girlfriends and all this other stuff, or what's, you know, how to get a house that's better than your girlfriends or whoever you're trying to impress. No, most men don't do that. They're not trying to impress anybody. They're trying to look at what's it going to cost us, if this the best option and all of the things that really matter. You know what I'm saying? So as much as women don't, you know, want to say, well, why do you need a man for everything? Why you can't do it yourself? You can do it yourself, but look what's happening. A lot of women are complaining about it. They can't maintain it by themselves. They're not thinking of all these things until they put themselves in the situation. And now you're by yourself. You got to do all that by yourself. So it is going to be difficult versus you had a man there. Y'all do it together, you know, or however y'all work y'all situation out, y'all work it together. So by yourself, yes, I don't understand why y'all don't foresee that this is going to be an issue, that it's going to be something that you're going to get tired of doing. It's going to be something that you may not be able to afford to do. Because I know a lot of women who have had to literally, they lost their homes. They didn't even sell them. They foreclosed on their homes because they couldn't maintain the payments. So they had to be forced to foreclose on the homes. They weren't even to sell it. They couldn't pay the bills. So it's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when you got to do it all by yourself, and she said working 2 and 3 jobs, baby, that's a lot. So it's going to be difficult. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
Say all that to say this: home ownership is great, but it ain't for the faint at heart. So choose wisely and make sure that if you can, there's 2 of you. You have multiple incomes, or you might have to work 2 jobs. Whatever the case may be, you got to fix your stuff on your own. So really think about it if you decide you want to purchase a home. Have a great day, y'all. Bye.
The majority of home buyers these days are single.
City girls are up 1,000 points on this one. We get a big one, and he is 100% right. Single woman here. Hey, y'all. Hey, I am a mortgage loan officer, and I have purchased not only 1 but 2 homes in my lifetime, both times as a single woman. I have 1 child. I have never been married, and I did not have a co-applicant. That was a boyfriend.
So, number one, ladies, this is why they continue to drain y'all of y'all pockets and continue to put y'all into insurmountable debt, because they cater to y'all's ego and get y'all to go out there and spend y'all money in the name of we don't need a man. But number one, I want to know which one is it. Where y'all getting this money from? Either because all I see is people complain about how they can't buy a house, and now all of a sudden, oh, women out here just doing the thing and buying up all the houses. Which one is it? Because they just did a survey, and the average American doesn't even have $1,000 saved up, but somehow all these women got money to buy houses.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to figure out which one is it. Not to mention she's a loan officer, so that's a conflict of interest on her being on TikTok and selling y'all shit anyway. Clearly, she trying to get some more applicants. But I'm just trying to figure out which one is it. Do y'all got this money or y'all broke? Can y'all get a house or y'all stuck paying rent? Oh, she explains how.
House, so that $400,000 house. They are so prepared for home ownership. I don't know if men feel intimidated. I don't know what it is, but not only are they getting to it, they're getting to the bag by having not just one, but 2 full-time jobs.
Oh.
Now, another conversation for another day, or we can talk about it right now. Why are women having to work 2 full-time jobs? Like, where are the men in the equation?
Well, they work them because they want to, right? And there's no men in the equation because they don't want them. And there they go with the intimidation tactic, like trying to scare men or shame men into accepting just that they tend to be terrible people. Most men don't buy a house simply because most men only get a house is when they have a family.
Boom. Let me look. I said this. At one point I said this. See, let me let him finish though. Just listen, because it's almost finished.
Period, point blank. If there's no family, there's no need for a man to have a house. We don't need that shit. So if I don't have a family, I'm not gonna buy a house. Women now think buying a house is a status symbol.
Right.
It's like, just like degrees, just like with everything else, is to check in the box, and half of them buy houses without doing the proper research, and then a year later complain because their mortgage went up and they got problems in their house that they can't afford to pay for. You see it on TikTok all the time. Oh, the story time of how I regret buying a house. Home ownership isn't what I thought it was going to be. We see it all the time from these very same women. They look at buying a house as a thing. That's it. Something that they can brag to everybody about, say, yeah, girl, I did that. Just another thing to say, yeah, I got a master's degree. I'm a homeowner. It's just another title to add to their list of things to put in front of the face of people that ask, well, why don't you have a man? Why aren't you married? Well, because they intimidated because I got a degree and I'm a homeowner and I'm a boss bitch. And meanwhile, you just don't know how to be with a man. And 9 times out of 10, that's all you are those physical things and those titles. Nothing outside of it. If you got to work 2 full-time jobs in order to pay for a mortgage, you shouldn't be getting that mortgage. But people like her aren't going to tell you that, because at the end of the day, they trying to sell you something. Yeah, it's the reason why women, especially black women, hold the most insurmountable debt. Not debt, but insurmountable debt, which is debt you cannot afford to pay for. Because people like her and the dude before are going to cater on y'all egos and force y'all into predatory type lending and situations. See it all the time, buddy.
And guess what? No lies detected. No lies detected. He's absolutely right. It's just the truth. It's just what it is. And hopefully, women can learn from it and do better. But it's just what it is. I mean, and he didn't lie. It's the fact. It's a fact. And so now they're realizing the struggles that, or the things that come with it. It's just not, you gotta think about the choices that you're making and not just listen to this echo chamber of women saying, oh, we can do it all. We can do it all. Even that woman said, look, you need to have help. You need to have somebody, another person, a companion, preferably a husband, or however you want to do it, because it's going to get to a point where it's too much for you to handle all by yourself. And that's exactly what they're experiencing. And that's just what it is, especially in this day and age. Back years ago, I mean, hell, it was cheaper. Houses were cheaper. You can get cheaper houses and do well. Now things are so expensive and they're going up. And so it costs more. And if you're out here just doing it all by yourself, and then you're not prepared. Now there's some that got enough money, that they can pay it all and they got it together. Well, shout out to them. This wouldn't be for them, but for the women who think that it's easy, because I think a lot of women think it's easy because they can get it. You know, I always say, look, just because you can get something don't mean you should, you know, and you thinking, oh, I got the money, I qualify, you know, I got the credit score and I can get it, even though that interest rate a lot of times in a lot of these cases it's really high, and they're not thinking about that. They're not looking at the type of loan that they're getting. And then you get these loans with these revolving interest rates, and you're not thinking about it. You're just thinking, oh, I can get it. Okay, this is what it's going to be. And I got it. And you happy, you feel accomplished. Like, I did that and I didn't need no man to do it. And then just a year or two later, now that shit flip up on you, because you don't know what kind of loan you got. Like he said, predatory loans, and you just get it. And now you didn't realize, oh my God, this is double the amount they told me I was going to have to pay because of this and that and that. And now you're stuck in this with all this struggling to try to pay it, you see. And this is where you see a lot of women who be like, you know what? I got everything. I got a house. I got a good job. I got it all, but I just need a man to help me come in here and pay these bills. Now you want the man to come in and help you pay these bills because it's too much. Now I want to be a housewife. Now I want to be at home. Now you want the man to come in and take on all the bills that you created. And now you want to be upstairs. Now you don't want no more kids because you already got your kids. So he got to come in and be a stepdaddy. He got to come in and pay all the bills you created. He got to live in a house that you bought that probably was way too expensive. So now you want him to come in and just fix the problems. You want him to come in and be the best man ever, be the greatest stepdad, pay all your bills, all your credit card debt. You want to come in and pay your student loans. You want to come in and do it all. But why would he do that? He would probably be better paying his own bills, which are probably a lot cheaper. He probably doesn't have any student loan or credit card debt, consumer debt like you, because we know women spend the most. We have the most consumer debt. So men are a lot more frugal than women are. So we know he don't have all that consumer credit card debt. We know he don't have no student loan debts because men go more, let's take trades than going to college and getting all these debts, business degrees, So we know he don't have that to pay, and he's making his straight money, and he's going to go get an apartment or a house that's affordable, and he's going to have money saved up. He's going to have, his shit together, but you want him to come in and drain all his resources on your super absorbent lifestyle and come in and just, lose everything that he's worked hard for your superficial lifestyle that he's going to have to continue to keep up. Make that make sense? There's no benefit whatsoever for men to sign up for something like that. And these women like to call the men cheap because he won't spend all this money on shoes, clothes, and all this extra stuff that you want. No, he's smart and more responsible with his finances. See, that's the difference. Women want to be able to have the control to run things the way they want to run it. And then when they run it in the ground, then you want the responsible man to come behind you and pick it all up again and fix it and take it over. No, that don't make no sense. I definitely want my sons to have to do that. Why? That's not everything that you work for. You gonna spit it all out on a woman who hasn't learned her lesson. She hasn't learned that, hey, you still haven't learned the lesson. You're still trying to keep up this superficial lifestyle that is not benefiting you, that you can't even afford. You need somebody to come in and afford it and pay for it and keep it up. So you haven't learned anything. So to me, that's what a lot of modern women are out here looking for. This is what they want. And they're having a hard time finding it because men realize that ain't what they want. They're better off by themselves because they know they're not going to spend all their money. They know that, they're living within their means and they're doing fine. And I don't think any man should be shamed or convinced into thinking that they should be living up all the way up here and they need to strive and work till they die, work themselves to the bone so they can afford all this expensive stuff when you don't need all of that. That's not a necessity. You see what I'm saying? So that's just where we at. True Line say crash out specialist. It's just ridiculous. Ray says, and once she gets tired of being a housewife, she's going to complain and go back to the streets to be independent, a constant cycle of discontent. That's a fact. Yep. Yeah. I mean, and who has time for that? Who wants to do that? That is not the way to live your life. That is not, that's not going to be beneficial to you. So I think that's where we are with a lot of modern women. That's where they are. They've chosen that way. They didn't need a man, and now they're suffering the consequences. And they're looking for a man. They're not really looking for companionship and relationships. They're just looking for help because they like the way they move. They like to go out and sleep with who they want to sleep with, dress the way they dress, come and go the way they want. They don't want to have a man there with some structure. You want to be the way you are, but now financially you dug a hole for yourself, and now you just want a man to get you out of it so you can continue to do what you've been doing. That's it. Classy Perspective, thank you for the super chat. Says, new plan, gentlemen. Get with the woman, keep your place, and move in her place to claim squatters' rights. Dang, I would have never thought of that one. Hell, that's crazy. Thank you for the super chat, Classy Perspective. Don't do that. Dang. Y'all got to think outside of the box, right? That's crazy. Claim squatters' rights. Lord have mercy. Thank you for the super chat, Classy. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all, but that's the reality in the world in which we're living in right now. That's just how it is. That's how a lot of women think. I ain't gonna say every woman thinks like that, but a lot of them do. And now they're looking at all the responsibility is on them, and they're complaining about it. You're complaining about men. You're complaining about how men are, but you're not looking at yourself and looking at how you're moving, what you're doing, and how it's causing your own problems. You know what I'm saying? So, and these are the part of the consequences of choosing to be this single independent boss chicks. You got to do it all by yourself. I love owning my home. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, repairs are expensive. You got to fix things, but that's what you factor in when you get a house. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's true that men are the ones who decide they want a house when they create a family. When they want a family and create one, they automatically, that's how it was for us, automatically, okay, we're going to get a house because you want to put your family in a house because you need the space because you created a family. So that's why men would want a house. But I honestly don't see if you're a single guy, I don't see why you would want a big house unless you're planning for a family. So if you're not planning for a family and it's just you, there will be no need for you to go run and spend all that money on a house. You could live comfortably in a apartment or, something or whatever. I don't see the whole point. But there are single women who are jumping to get expensive houses for what? And if you don't have any kids to put in there, what's the point of why are you doing that? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? The whole idea was a man getting a house to put his family in. That's what makes sense. But if these women ain't thinking like that. They just want to go get it, like the guy said, to get a house as a status symbol, to say, oh, women are out here getting houses and then y'all can't afford them. So getting them, can you keep them? Same thing like a man. You get a man to sleep with you and hit you up in the DMs, but you ain't getting a man who's taking you seriously and want to marry you, because that's what really counts. As much as they want to try to demonize or minimize what marriage is all about, for a man to actually want to marry you and really want you to have his last name and really want to be with you and commit to you, that's a major thing. They could talk about, oh, men cheat all the time. Well, women cheat all the time too. So what you saying? So, I mean, what? You could get with a man and you cheat on him. So what? Should he not marry you? Probably not. But I'm saying that everything to try to make it seem bad or belittle it because you can't have it. That's just that. Because a bunch of these women who like to talk shit about marriage, if they had a man to propose to them, you'll see them crying. So happy. Like, oh, you want to marry me? You really would feel, you would be endeared and crying and happy that the fact that somebody took you serious enough to want to give you their last name and put a ring on your finger, child. Just saying. My 2 cents says, DeeDee, you definitely cook and tell it. Thank you so much, my 2 cents. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, it's just what it is. So hopefully, they can learn from it. Hopefully you can, get it together. Hopefully they can continue to pay their bills and stuff, because then you're going to have to at this point, because a lot of these men ain't doing it. They ain't signing up for it. They don't want they ain't trying to take care of your children. They ain't trying to take care of you. They out here trying to take care of themselves. It's expensive to live as it is. Inflation is through the roof. People are out here trying to live. So these men got to take care of themselves. They ain't out here trying to struggle to pay for somebody else. They trying to take care of themselves. And if they have a kid or they have children, they got to take care. That's their responsibility. They ain't trying to take care of no grown women and these women's children. I'm just saying. So listen, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank y'all once again for being here. Shout out to everybody who supported the channel via Super Chat, Cash App. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already. Also, continue to support by watching the videos that are already posted on the channel. You guys go watch the videos, hit the like button, share that video if you can. And make sure you turn your notification bell on if you haven't already, and click all so that you will get all of my content. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up. Thank y'all once again for being here. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend, you guys. I will be back tomorrow. So 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys join in tomorrow. I have some more stuff I want to discuss on tomorrow, you guys. I will not be going live Sunday or Monday, or any of the Monday is a holiday, of course, Labor Day. So I hope you guys enjoy your Labor Day. But I will be back tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. All that good stuff. Watch the videos that are already posted on the channel for me. Make sure you hit the like button on those, you guys, and hit the like button on your way out. So that is it. Thank y'all once again for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. I will see you tomorrow. You have a great day, you guys. I love you guys for your support. Thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.